Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mario Pedro Gould. You are now tuned into the Alpha Success Television Network. And today, the title of our presentation is Mental Cultivation. Mental cultivation. What are you growing in your mind? How are you cultivating your mind? How are you developing your mind? It has always fascinated me when it comes to the question as to why one group of individuals are able to manifest success, prosperity, development, innovation, creativity, whereas another group of individuals stays stuck in poverty, misery, and lives require desperation. We can take this example even a little bit further. Why is it that some countries, for example, the United States, Germany, Japan, and now even China, why is it that some countries move way ahead in terms of their development, while some countries, specifically the ones in Africa, different regions in South America, why is it that they stay behind? Let us explore this matter further. Let us begin with the story. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let us begin with the story. I recollect earlier on this year I was in China, and I had gone there on an international study tour for my business program, and I was there with several other students, and we had the opportunity to visit the Forbidden Palace in China. And this is a palace that has been in existence for hundreds and hundreds of years. So the best way I can plant the picture of what this is if you look at Kung Fu movies, and the emperors have big castles, estates that stretch acres upon acres upon acres of land. And inside of these castles, the Chinese are very interesting individuals. They divided them into different portions, different sections. So there's a hall of peace, there's a hall of love, there's a hall of mental cultivation. Huge location devoted to the development of the minds, books, philosophy, study, learning, all of this stuff. So as we were approaching the hall of mental cultivation, I remember very vividly several students giggling and laughing and looking backwards towards me, and I was kind of curious what is happening. And as we got closer to it, one of the people in the group pointed and said, "Hey, Mario belongs inside here, inside the hall of mental cultivation." Now, the reason they say this is because I spent a lot of time, on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, talking about developing your mind, talking about self-development, self-discovery, personal discovery, and elevating yourself as a human being. But they were making fun of me for doing those things. Look at him, he's always about mental development. Now, I sat back and I asked myself a very fundamental question that literally empowered me and encouraged me to continue in the direction that I'm taking. The question that I asked myself was this: if the Chinese people were so smart enough and so developed enough that they devoted a hall of mental cultivation hundreds and hundreds of years ago, where they would spend time and learn and develop their minds, develop their faculties, develop their talents. If the Chinese people could do this hundreds of years ago, it is good enough for me. That is the reason why the Chinese became a dynasty. So, the lesson that I picked up from observing what the Chinese were doing was, well, if the Chinese are doing it, well, it's good enough for me. But the question that I asked myself is, how come these other students could not see what is happening in the background, could not see that the development of the Chinese people's minds is the reason that they're ahead? Because they could not see these things happening, they too have failed to take into consideration the power of your mind, the power of developing your mind through self-development, personal discovery, reading about important issues, spirituality, emotional development, cultivating your business or career skills, just reading all of these things that help develop your mind so you can be a more productive member of society. So we began this presentation with looking at a country like the United States of America. The reason the United States of America is ahead is because of innovation. They have spent time to build educational systems that enable the country to progress further. Now, instead of spending time developing educational systems, we as individuals, yes, should develop our educational faculties, but more importantly, I believe we need to mentally develop our minds in order to tackle the challenges of the 21st century. Are we planting inside seeds that enable us to be emotionally strong? Are we planting inside seeds that enable us to discover that indeed we are gods? Think about that. We are made in the image and likeness of God. Are we planting in seeds of faith through cultivating our minds? So you who is watching this video today is cultivating your mind. So the question that I would like to pose to you, pick any arena of your life that you'd like to make a difference in, whether it's business or maybe it's your emotional development, your self-development, and ask yourself, what are you doing in that arena to move forward? Are you reading books? Are you reflecting on what you read? Are you contemplating on what you read? And very importantly, are you staying in silence to let the information come in? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that one of the most powerful tools that you have in your arsenal, in your ability to manifest success, is the art of mental cultivation. Hence, I encourage you to create your own hall of mental cultivation in your room, in your home, where you go to every day and learn about how you can make a difference in the marketplace or wherever you choose. Adios! Until the next time, Mario Pedro Gould, you tune to the Alpha Success Television Network.